Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I've picked up a 1990s Great Planes Wildcat and the condition is not so good. In this video I will restore it and try and get it running as best as possible. As you can see, the inside doesn't look so good, but with a little cleanup and some magic, we'll get it looking real nice. The first thing I will do is pull out the old motors so I can refurbish them. These motors are RS550s. I believe there's 36 turn or 24 turn. They're not the fastest motors, but they'll get the job done for what I'm doing. I will now pull off the black plastic running hardware on the stern of the boat. Now I will pull off the props and the prop shafts. Now I pull off the rear metal running hardware. I now pulled out all the electronics and the motors and all the running hardware, the shafts and the props. I'll lay it out like this so I know which part goes where when I put it back together. Now I'm going to start washing the hull with soap and water, a lot of soap. But before I clean the hull with soap and water, I must clean the servo rods and the prop shafts. Here are the stuffing boxes. They have all the old, I think it's epoxy, or sorry, silicone on them. I'm going to clean them off later. After I cleaned the hull, I took some gum out carb clean and I put all the metal running hardware in it to take off some of the corrosion and the rust. Here, I take the stuffing boxes and I clean off all the old silicone on them. Unfortunately, the little metal tabs on the trim bars had snapped off. I'll still put them on, but I don't have any way to trim it at this point. I used a drill and a special drill bit to polish the motors. They look nice and shiny now. After about 2 hours of the parts soaking, I was able to take them out and dry them all off. They look much better now. I don't know if my low quality camera will show, but they look much better. I went ahead and soldered connections on the motors. Okay, so I was able to take some epoxy from here. I was able to re-epoxy the shafts back in. I don't know if you can see it, but they're pretty well epoxied in there. It's a little hard to reach because this part right here is glued in. And yeah, I should also trim up those servo holes because they're pretty bad. Now, this little piece, the servo arms go, sorry, the steering rod goes through that, but it's pretty beat up. Sorry, low quality chroma camera quality. Unfortunately, and I think I have the solution. Behold, something I can cut up into shape that's roughly It's roughly the same size as it, so I'll give it a go. Alright, it fits well. I had to open up the hole a little bit, but it fits. Fits this well. I can now put the black plastic running hardware back on the transom of the boat. Everything fits back into place nicely. I decided to go for a standard RC brushed motor plug. For now, I'll use a Traxxas XL5 to run the boat, but I'll get a 3S or maybe even a 4S speed controller for it because the way the boat's wired, each motor gets half the voltage of the battery. And there you have it, a vintage 1990s Great Planes Wildcat. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm still going to use the stock 550 brushed motors power system just because it's not a fast boat for me. It's just a nice vintage show boat. All right. Bye, guys. See you in the next video, hopefully pretty soon.